Welcome back to Letters from Home. Today's letter is from someone you might not expect, a teacher. He writes to his former student, now a soldier. My dear student, I still remember the day you solved that math problem none of us could. You had that fire, not just in your answers, but in your heart. And now you've taken that heart to serve something bigger than us all. The classroom feels quieter without your laughter, the front row emptier without your questions. But I know deep down you're still learning, just in a harder classroom now. I hope you still carry that notebook I gave you. Write in it. Not equations, but memories. Write about the stars above your camp, the laughter with your brothers, the tears too. Someday I want to read it, and because I'm still proud of you. I still believe in your return, like I believed in your potential back then. Because sometimes your teacher is still cheering you on, even from the chalkboard far behind. Hello everyone, welcome to Letters from Home. It's me. Thank you so much for joining us today as we share another story of those who VE served and sacrificed for our country. We ask that you please take a moment to remember them, to honor them by observing a moment of silence. Today's letter comes from a teacher. He writes to one of his former students. This is what he had to say. My dear student, I still remember the day you solved that math problem none of us could. What had that fire? Not just in your answers, but in your heart. And now you've taken that heart to serve something bigger than us all. The classroom feels quieter without your laughter, the front row emptier without your questions. But I know deep down you're still learning, just in a harder classroom now. I hope you still carry that notebook I gave you. Write in it. Not equations, but memories. Write about the stars above your camp, the laughter with your brothers, the tears too. Someday I want to read it, because I'm still proud of you. And I still believe in your return, like I believed in your potential back then. Because sometimes your teacher is still cheering you on, even from the chalkboard far behind. He wrote this letter while stationed in Afghanistan. While reading this letter, I was reminded of how important our teachers are, how they can have an impact on our lives long after we leave their classrooms. They're not only there to teach us academic lessons, but life lessons as well. And they become part of us and part of our stories. So thank you to all the teachers out there, not just for what you do in the classroom, but the impact you have on your students' lives long after they've graduated. A few years ago, I had the privilege of meeting an amazing veteran. He was part of a group of soldiers who were visiting Washington, D.C., and they were visiting the War Memorial. And I got the chance to talk to him about his service, about his sacrifice, and about what being a veteran means to him. And I asked him why he decided to serve, why he decided to put on that uniform and defend the very core of our nation. And this is what he told me. He said, I wanted to make my parents proud. That's what I did it for. I wanted to be something more than myself. Through his service, he found that, and he found so much more. He found courage, strength, determination, and most importantly, he found brotherhood. He found family, found his purpose, found himself. And when he took off that uniform at the end of his service, he carried all of that with him. All of those lessons learned, all of those experiences, all of that growth that had happened within him. He didn't just serve our country, he served himself. And he continues to serve others by mentoring younger veterans, by helping them transition, by helping them find their purpose, by helping them find their voice, just like so many other veterans do. And that's what makes this teacher's letter so powerful. You see, this teacher wasn't just teaching math. He was teaching a young man who would one day become a soldier. And he saw the potential in him, not just academically, but as a person. He saw the fire in that young man's heart, the drive, the determination. And he knew that one day that young man would do great things. And he wanted to be a part of that. He wanted to help nurture that young man's potential. And so he took him under his wing, and he became a mentor, a guide, a teacher. And when that young man went off to serve our country, the teacher was still a part of his life. He was still cheering him on from the sidelines, from the chalkboard far behind, as the letter says. And that's a testament to the power of teaching, the impact that one teacher can have on a student's life, the bond that they can forge that lasts a lifetime. This teacher didn't just teach a math lesson that day when he gave that young man a notebook. He gave him a tool to help him remember his experiences, to help him process his emotions, to help him cope with the challenges he faced, to help him tell his story. And that's so important because storytelling is a powerful way to heal, to connect with others, to preserve our history. And this teacher knew that. He knew that one day this young man might need to go back to that notebook, to those memories, to that part of his life, and reflect on his experiences. And he wanted him to have that. He wanted to give him that gift. As we read the letter, I kept thinking about the importance of writing, of keeping a journal, of documenting our experiences, because those experiences shape us. They define us. They make us who we are. And if we don't take the time to write them down, to remember them, to cherish them, then they're lost forever. And that's what this teacher was trying to prevent. He didn't want those memories to be lost. He wanted them to be preserved. He wanted them to be shared. And I think that's such a beautiful sentiment, especially coming from a teacher who had such an impact on that young man's life. The teacher's words, because sometimes your teacher is still cheering you on, even from the chalkboard far behind, really resonated with me because teachers are often unsung heroes. They work so hard, they give so much of themselves, and they don't always get the recognition they deserve. But they make a difference. They change lives, and this letter is a reminder of that. It's a reminder of the impact that teachers can have on their students' lives. It's a reminder for us to appreciate those teachers, to thank them for everything they do, because they're making a difference. It's just like this teacher did for that young man. So thank you for watching today's video. Hope you were inspired by this teacher's letter. I hope you remember the impact that teachers have had on your life and the lives of others. And I hope you consider writing a letter of your own to a teacher who made a difference in your life. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be a simple note of thanks. It can be a story of how that teacher impacted your life. But the impact that those letters can have on teachers, on the education field, on our communities, is immeasurable. Before we go, I'd like to introduce you to our podcast, where we continue to honor those who've served and sacrificed. We share stories of courage, of resilience, of the human spirit. We interview veterans. We interview their families. We delve into the issues that affect our military community. We discuss mental health, physical health, the challenges of transitioning back to civilian life. But we also celebrate the triumphs, the success stories, the amazing things that veterans are doing all across the country. If you're interested in listening, just search for us wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Thank you again for joining us today. Until next time, may you find the strength, courage, and resilience that our veterans embody every day. And may you, too, inspire others to keep moving forward. Welcome back to Letters from Home. Today's letter isn't from a parent, a lover, or a child. It's from your childhood best friend, the one who still knows exactly how to make you laugh. Your goofball, slightly immature, but loyal to a fault. Always ready with a joke and an even bigger helping of Snickers. He was there for every skinned knee and bad date and family fight. And if you were lucky enough to have him as a friend, you know you wouldn't trade him for the world, even if he does owe you $10. Hey kiddo, guess what? Daddy's home. Yeah, I'm only here for the weekend, but I've got all kinds of stories to tell you. And hey, maybe if I'm lucky, Mama will whip up one of those pizzas she used to make. You know, the ones with extra cheese? Man, I miss those. And hey, can you do me a favor? Ask her how much longer until I get my own personal chef. She makes such good food. It's not fair for me to be the only one eating it. A lot has changed since I last wrote to you, kiddo. For one, I finally got my driver's license. You know, I think Uncle Joe's actually scared of me. You won't believe this, but I'm going to be getting my first car soon, a big boy, all grown up. I wish you were here. You would love to mess with this thing. I bet we could put a spoiler on it. Oh man, that would be awesome. We can call it the Batmobile. Nah, the Spoilermobile. Yeah, that's better.
Wait till we show it to Sarah. Haha, she flip.
Remember when she spilled grape juice all over at the last school dance? Good times? Speaking of good times, remember the treehouse? I haven't been up there in years, but I wonder if it's still standing. Should we go check it out? You know, just the two of us like old times? It'd be fun, right? Right. Just remember, no matter where life takes us, kiddo, you and me will always have each other. We'll protect you no matter what. Always. And don't forget, you can always count on me. That's what brothers are for. Just call me anytime, day or night, and I'll be there. Even if it's 3 in the morning and you need to borrow a screwdriver, which it probably is because of the things you get up to, just call me. I'll be there. Cross my heart. Don't forget, I love you, kiddo. Remember, you're the best little brother a guy could ask for. Well, most of the time. Anyways, I gotta run. See you next weekend. Love you. Love you too, buddy. Letters from home. This holiday season, our writers want to send a special shout out to all the people who make our lives a little brighter. our bellies a little fuller, and our hearts a whole lot warmer. You know who you are? And if you want to write a letter to one of these special people this holiday season, let this be your sign to do it today. Ooh, baby, New Year, what can I say? You bring so much sunshine into my life. You're the reason for the season. You know, when I look into your eyes, I see nothing but honesty and truth. Like when you told me your real name wasn't actually Jake, but Jacob Lousteau. You're a giver, baby, New Year. When you made my coffee this morning, you didn't just make it for yourself. You made it for me too. And it was the best cup of coffee I've ever tasted. That's why I'm dedicating this song to you. You know, when the baby was born, I promised myself I'd be there for them, through thick and thin, through the first steps, the first days of school, their first heartbreak. I'd be there for them no matter what. I want you to know that I've kept that promise. I'm here for you, kiddo, and I'll be here for as long as you need me. I may not be the best at saying it, but please know that I love you more than words can say. Being your dad is the greatest honor of my life. Oh, my precious Petunia, it's me again. Sorry I haven't written sooner, but I've been busy being fabulous. Life here in the litter box is simply divine. The sunbeams are warm, the yarn basket is always full, and the scratching post is perfectly positioned under my favorite window. And then there's the food. Oh, my sweet Petunia. The food is always plentiful, and always the finest quality. Tuna, salmon, even the occasional can of fancy feast. I live a life of luxury, I must say, but all that luxury can get a bit tiring. That's why I was so excited to hear from you. Reading your letters is the highlight of my day. I peruse every word, every sentence, every paragraph, and dream of the day when I can return to my beloved human and shower you with head bumps and wet kisses. Until then, please know that you are in my thoughts and prayers. And remember, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you are loved beyond measure by your devoted feline companion. With endless affection, Mittens. Okay, kiddo, I'm here again. Another rescue mission, another tight escape, another letter I gotta write before the ink runs dry. Listen, you already know I love you, right? You're my kid. Shh. What I'm trying to say is I respect you. I watched you grow up. I saw you face bullies and stand your ground. I watched you learn to ride a bike without training wheels. Heck, I was even there when you got your first kiss. Time flies, huh? Seems like yesterday you were a helpless newborn and now you're all grown up and off to college. Makes me proud. It really does. So when you get that call in the middle of the night, when you need someone to lean on, when life gets tough, you remember what I taught you. You're a survivor. You're a fighter. No matter what happens, you can count on one thing. Your old man loves you. Now go on, get out of here. Got work to do. Save the world, huh? That's what I thought you came here to do. Go on, get out of here. And don't forget, wear your shades. You never know who's watching. My dearest Amelia, as the autumn leaves fall and winter's icy breath draws near, my thoughts turn to you across the miles so far. How are my favorite flowers blooming in your garden? Are the roses still in their prime? Do the forget-me-nots bring a smile to your face? I yearn to be beside you once more, to stroll hand in hand through fields of gold and watch the sunset paint the sky in hues of pink and red. But alas, fate has willed it otherwise. I must journey forth into the unknown, seeking my fortune and chasing dreams. Yet fear not, my darling, for I carry your love within my heart, a guiding light that leads me through the darkest nights. Know that every step I take is guided by your unwavering support. Every challenge I face is conquered with the strength of your belief in me. My love for you knows no bounds. It transcends time and space, whispering on the winds, dancing in the stars above. Until we meet again, keep your spirits high, your laughter light, and your heart open to the infinite possibilities that await you. Yours eternally, Theodore.